Hi, everyone, and welcome to Dyson Dynamics. I am your friend. I am not your host. I am not your DM, and I'm definitely not your favorite DM's favorite DM. Take it away.
Cool. I am your favorite DM's favorite DM because Watsy has been stealing off my notes for about 2 years now, with their story that they published in Vecna Eve of Ruin and at me, Chris Perkins. Um, that being said, last we left our heroes, they were at the Forge of the Devil Bell and faced off against one of his insidious creations. Um, all while he tried to kill them in willingly remodeling his forge itself. And after the dust had settled, one of the party members was dead. And upon urging from the one of the party's fighters, Rhea Mantlemorn, the suggestion was taken for the party to utilize Mahadi's coin to summon the Wandering Emporium. And last we left our heroes, they had just slipped through the inky veil of one of the doors of one of the carriages of that very Wandering Emporium. And there is where we will pick up. As you all materialize through the other side of this shimmering, winking veil, instead of the dark, starlit skies of the Wandering Emporium that you last experienced when um, the carriages were circled and it took the form of a large circus tent. You step instead into a well adorned rocking carriage. It is beautifully colored with sort of gold embossments and velvet tufted seats, as it sort of rocks back and forth gingerly as the Wandering Emporium makes its way across the Avernian waste. Inside this space, you do not see anyone. You are, for the meantime, alone.
Aiko's looking around in complete fucking awe because he's never been here before.
Um, this is the Wandering Emporium. It's like a little safe haven. Um, we were greeted last time by the owner. Is it safe to call him
Yes.
the owner? Mahadi. Don't know where he is, but I'm completely fine. Just sitting in the silence right now. Is there a place to sit?
Yes,
Yeah, there are bunches.
yeah, there are benches and they have very, very rich velvet tufted seats. This carriage itself is very opulent and quite long, sort of similar in size and shape to a modern train car.
Mm. Actually, before they sit, Siobhan is gonna like not commend, commandeer Jeremiah's help and basically say, well, first we have to, Mina, help me get her on one of these seats.
It's velvet.
Yeah, so she'll be comfortable.
She's dead. Um,
I'm aware.
it's not good to put a dead thing on velvet.
Ah, well then,
She's 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 not rotting, but it's still bad odors.
mhm. Well then, where are we gonna put her? Feels rude to leave her on the floor.
That's why I'm carrying the body.
Understood. And Javon's gonna take a seat.
My friends, welcome. I apologize about the delay. Oh,
Javon's doing the fucking Shinji Ikari sitting in the chair meme.
and you see Mahadi dressed in what looks to be sort of not the opulent and beautifully adorned and embroidered clothes that he welcomed you all in the first time you visited the Wandering Emporium, but instead a fairly simple nightgown and nightcap, sort of given the old Ebenezer Scrooge vibes. And he looks. He was putting on his customer service face and is immediately taken back by the way you all look.
Hi, Mahadi. This is a new member, Jacob, and we're in a pretty bad way.
I see that he sort of pops his little stocking cap off and presses it to his chest to give Jacob a little nod.
Jacob will just nod back.
And he'll say, like, sort of folding the hat over, well, I'm quite happy that we could help you all and uh, get you out of whatever situation it was. And he'll like look over at the corner of the car, and you see that there's like a red glass bulb there, and he stares at it for a moment, and then we'll look back at all of you. Well, let's get you um, put up in some beds then.
Um, is there a part you don't like? I need a table that you don't mind getting gone, being destroyed.
Um, uh, that can certainly be arranged. Why?
She's dead.
Oh, oh,
Um,
I'm.
funeral services.
Would
Do you
you?
do linen, Jermina?
Would
For
you?
service? Sorry.
Uh, well, I. Would you care for any assistance?
I don't have money for a diamond.
That's. Hmm.
Jacob will.
You'll
I was gonna say
see him rub his hands together.
Jacob will go into his pocket and pull out the gems that he found. We didn't go over how much or anything of that, but it was
Okay.
inside the container because he had EV3 help him find everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to open his hand the best he can and go, can this do anything?
I am admittedly not well versed, um, but I have someone who is. Someone who I don't believe you all met last time you were here.
I don't think we saw
That's
everybody,
good.
but yeah, we'd be willing to meet them.
Right. Let me go. Um, let me go wake them up, and he'll pop his stocking cap back on, and will step out of the car.
Um, Jermina will kind of throw Marty over one shoulder, freeing her hands, and then she'll kind of prestidigitate. Okay.
Can we trust this person?
Yeah, he's
Uh,
good. No, he's good. He's a
he
really
is.
good guy.
Okay.
He's a, I mean, his whole thing is if hell's bad, there has to be a place where it isn't bad, and he is in charge of that.
That's good to know. At least some kind of reprieve.
I don't remember what Marty thought of him. Does anybody remember what Marty thought?
She was curious about the magic of it.
I was gonna say, was there anything tinkering or anything with machinery? Because or romance books, but either way, you'd probably be okay with anything.
I think I think Marty went to the farm area with that strange little man. But that's all
The
I remember.
door will crack back open gingerly, and uh, Mahadi will step back in. And you notice this time the door that he is stepping through is once again one of those shimmery, inky voids that brought you aboard the Wandering Emporium in its travel form. And he sort of fades through and said, he's waking up. Um, you can join me if you'd like. And sort of he'll fade back into it and leave the door cracked with that shimmering veil there.
You want to go?
Sounds good.
Siobhan will walk forward first and open the door for Jeremina.
Okay.
Jacob,
Jermina will
go ahead.
Jermina will like kind of flash a tight smile and step through.
Jacob will look at EV3 and go one more time, and he'll get uppies if EV3 doesn't deny it. And he'll basically sit on on EV3's shoulder as they walk through.
Okay, easy enough. You all once again feel that sort of wave of cool air sort of blast you for just a moment before you come into another car or another carriage. And this one is remarkably different from the one that you were just in. Um, it is very simple. It has wooden walls, and it is very clearly the den of some sort of spellcaster. There are sort of like clumps of drying herbs and spell components up running along the walls. Um, and you sort of hear a hurried sound and like crashing off towards the opposite side of the car, which is kind of blocked by these sort of mounds of crates, and you can see bricks and blocks of tea sort of like sticking out of them. Um, and Mahadi is nowhere to be seen.
Um, Siobhan's just taking it all in.
Do you see Earl Grey?
Um, Siobhan is gonna look over the amassing of tea. Does she see Earl Grey?
You can make a perception check.
Can
No.
Jaco look at the rest of the magical stuff, and just see if there's anything he notices that seems out of place for what they were told this person is?
Yeah, you can make a Arcana check.
Excuse me. Sorry. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yes, there is certainly Earl Grey amongst this array of teas. Marked with plain common, so you can fairly assume that it's likely from the prime material somewhere.
Just a
Right
3.
here. It's loose leaf,
What,
actually.
what'd you say? A 3? Um, it looks just about as like hodgepodge as most spellcasters that were like less formally trained would look, but not necessarily um, indicative of anything.
Okay.
Is is
Mhm.
in Baldur's Gate there was this tea shop, and I think Marty spent a good 2 hours in it.
Mm-hmm.
None of you know the tea shop or Baldur's Gate.
Um, mm,
Jason,
Yeah.
no.
would would Jacob possibly know if that tea shop of tea shops in the future at Baldur's Gate? Because I would assume with Jet he would have traveled.
You can roll a history check if you would like.
A 10.
A 10. There are a number of tea shops, and with your knowledge of the sort of effects of time, you couldn't be sure either which it was or if the one they're talking about even exists anymore in your recollection.
Worth a shot, try.
Yeah.
Uh, if Silkaz were here, he'd be able to say Earl Grey, Jasmine Silver Needle, and Gunpowder Green Tea. But he's not here.
And you once again hear from the back of the carriage, somewhat unseen, a sort of and it just kind of sounds like a clattering of like utensils together. Like if you were to sort of like pick up a whole bunch of forks all together, just sort of like metal clinking on metal, but it's very slight metal. Nothing as heavy as two great swords crashing together.
Jeremiah's visibly wincing, like recoiling and flinching at the sound.
Okay.
Siobhan is looking around for a kettle.
Uh,
They're pilfering.
One does not exist in your eyesight, but over on the opposite side of these boxes that are kind of obscuring your view, you do see an up pipe, thus suggesting that there is likely a stove or some kind of fireplace beyond these boxes.
Um,
Mm,
Siobhan, m- m- there's a kettle in EV-3's bag.
well, we can't use a kettle without a stove. But and
Um,
she follows the piping. Um, if it requires moving on anywhere then from this room, I'm a little bit of a what is it? Hesitant to do that.
It is all within the same car carriage deal.
Oh, same
Uh,
carriage.
there
Okay.
is no doorway. It's literally just kind of like a barrier of boxes that you kind of would either have to move boxes or like swerve and navigate through. That is obscuring your vision.
Solon was here, he probably would have gone into the back and checked it, made sure it wasn't another surprise attack.
You have the necklace
Silkez would
on.
have already found a stove.
I'm sorry I can't be either of those people, Jeremina. I'm only me.
I know.
This person here, or are we waiting for him to come back? Jacob's like looking to find anybody, like if there's a sleeping body or something.
I mean, presumably something is generating the noise that you're hearing from the opposite side of the car.
Jacob will direct EV3 to walk him to that direction.
Okay. EV3 takes sort of a big step up and sort of steps over some of the lower portions of this like box wall. And on the opposite side of the box wall, you see two individuals. One is Mahadi. Once again, sort of like looking on to this work area, which again has a desk where you can see these herbs and spellcasting components that have been chopped up. It has like a set of weights. There is a soul coin sort of sitting on the desk. There is that stove in the corner that has that up pipe going up through the top of this carriage, and then rummaging around, and you sort of see what looks to be a now spilled out sack of sterling silver, um, like table, sterling silver tableware and like various other serving implements that is now sort of off and spilled on the floor. And there's a table that is sort of cleared off. You do notice some sort of darker spots and stains on the table, and working around this area is sort of a shorter, though not to you, probably about a foot taller than you, um, middle-aged man with sort of a beard, uh, slick back white hair, and then the bottom half of his body is white haired furry goat legs. You would know this to be a satyr or a fawn, perhaps, though probably more the second one based on the sort of like droopy ears as opposed to human ears. And he appears to be muttering incessantly to himself.
Jaco's going to clear his throat and see if we can try to get their attention.
Mahadi will look up. The fawn will not as he was once again moving back. And Mahadi, um, Gaxum, you have guests. No, right. And he'll sort of turn around and say, "Please, please, bring your friend. Lay them here." And he'll motion over the table.
Jaco's going to get himself put down to the ground, ask EV3 to walk out, because I'm assuming it's not a super big room.
No, it is pretty cramped in here. Between all of the spellcasting components and boxes and crates that have kind of create like a tight little confined area.
He'll send EV3 out, and then he'll yell for Jeremina. Obviously in a calm way, be like, Jeremina, they're in here. Can you bring Monty?
Jeremina will follow a moment later. And where is he gesturing to lay Marty down?
The table that he's just cleared off of stuff.
Jacob's pointing that way and making sure he's out of the way.
Jeremina will, I think, kind of make like a face, and she'll call out, uh, Siobhan,
Mhm.
can you get into the bag of holding in EV-3, and I need you to get, um, there's a bunch of fabric, loose fabric, bolts of fabric. Can you just bring me a bolt of fabric?
Mhm. Siobhan will go into the bag of holding that is now slung across EV-3
Okay.
and rummage around for a bolt of fabric.
Um, can you come in here and set it on the table?
Mm. What color fabric does she happen to pull out, Fish?
Oh, it's like an off white. It's I mean it's like unbleached natural linen.
Hell yeah. Siobhan is very careful in bringing it over, and she lays the linen out on the table, doing so like in an even back and forth motion. Like this is not her first time doing something like this.
Okay. Siobhan, grab her feet, I'll support the shoulders, and then we lay it down.
Mhm. She does
And
so.
then
Her handle on Marty as they move her up to the table is sure and even.
and Jermina stands there at the head of it, and she's undone Marty's hair from the hairpin and is now kind of idly finger combing through it.
Um, and the Gaxum will sort of look over all of you and say, "Oh, wonderful, wonderful! You've already selected a tea. Have it here.
Yeah,
Have it here. Have
over
it here."
Siobhan brings over the little box that was in her opposite hand and hands it over.
He will sort of set it down on that little work table where he's got all of the herbs and stuff cut, and he'll begin sort of opening it up and preparing some tea. And um, he will say, he's taking like an accounting of number of people in the room, and he's going to say, okay, all right, okay. So it's my understanding. He's sort of bundling up things and placing them in the teapot. Yes.
Do you have sending?
No.
Mahadi?
Um, if I were fully rested, um, yes. But right now, no. Sorry, my friend.
You guys think if I just think really hard about Lulu, she'll show up? Do
Um,
you think that's how it works?
I
Maybe.
don't think so.
I don't have sending either.
Anyways, so it's my understanding that you don't have a diamond, right?
No.
Then we are going to have to fabricate our own. And he will sort of like take the little tea strainer now full with the tea that you provided and a couple things from on his desk, and he'll sort of turn it. Do you have a gem?
We do.
Jaco will take the handful of gems and hand them out towards him.
That is many gems, but let me see. And he'll sort of like pick through it and eventually pick a reasonably regular, sort of normal sized sapphire that just sort of a square cut. And he'll say, "This will do. You can keep the rest." And he'll turn it over in his hand. And he'll say, "Are you all aware?"
Ariel
Sorry,
what?
sorry. My name is Gaxon Felbias.
Okay.
Who
Nice
are
to meet you,
you
sir.
all? And who
Siobhan.
are you all to the deceased?
Um,
Siobhan Elizabeth Brannigan. Friend.
Friend? Okay, I see.
Jacob.
I thought you were going. Sorry.
She's still trying to
No,
figure it out. No,
Jaco.
yeah,
Siobhan like
I'm
leans down to Jake and goes, she's trying to figure out what to say.
Jaco's going to tap Savant's thigh or calf because he's so short, trying to like stop her from making him laugh. Jaco Landio, friend.
Wonderful. Are you there?
don't you want to prompt Rhea and Sneep?
Oh,
Oh, that's
of
right. They're
course.
in here.
Sure, certainly. Ma'am, Rhea Mantelmorn, friend, and you, Sneep, acquaintance, I guess.
No. Sneep underling. Sneep, you were Marty's apprentice on the boat.
I mean, sure, I wasn't listening. I feel terrible.
No, Sneep. Look at
I
what we're doing to Sneep.
Right, and that large one in the back, the middle one.
EV-3 child creation,
Okay,
Frankenstein's monster,
okay.
golem.
Can't. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Now you're speaking my language and yourself, man.
Jermina Kennis, widower, murderer.
No,
No.
to Monty, not who you are in life.
As a person, yeah.
I said what I said.
Okay. Well. He'll take a moment, still turning the sapphire over in his hands. Well, okay.
Siobhan frowns when Siobhan like frowns when Jeremina says murderer.
So now that we've gotten that out of the way, again, Gaxon fell bias. So nice to meet all of you. I wish it was under better circumstances, but it's what it is. And shame that I didn't run into you last time you were here, but business on the prime material. Mahadi has to keep himself stocked somehow. Um, right. So the way that this is going to work, and he places the sapphire down and sort of straightens it so it's laying long ways, sort of matching the same way that Marty's laying on the table. Is we are going to turn this sapphire into a diamond, and we're going to do so by using a mix of alchemical and a mix of clerical magic.
Okay, I can help with one of those.
Okay, well, you don't have to do anything. This is Feywild magic, or at least Feywild magic adjacent. So, what we are going to do, and he, at this point, the tea, you can start seeing little puffs of steam starting to um, come from the kettle. It's not quite at a steeped boil yet, but it is approaching. And he'll say, we are going to conduct a ritual, and it needs to happen in a very particular order. And he's going to point at Mahadi. You need to leave, and he'll sort of put his hands up, and we'll say, "Of course, of course. Wouldn't want to interfere, but for the meantime, stay. We are going to address our memories, our grievances, and the things of which we remember of the deceased, but we must do it in a specific order. And that specific order is by closeness. It will
Like
go from
how we
least close to most close. So we will likely start with that one over there. And he points at Sneak. And then get into you all, and he sort of creates a U-shaped motion pointing at the ones who identified themselves as friends. And then,
Jacob, do you want to go before me?
Um, didn't I? Wasn't I the last one in this group?
Yeah, that's why I asked. So if it's from least to most, it would be Sneep,
Oh,
you,
it would be me.
Rhea, me.
and this is where it gets a bit hazy for me. I'm going to be totally honest. I am not an expert at this by any sense of the imagination. Now we have the last two. We've got sort of child golem creation. That's very personal. We've also got widower murderer. Most murders are pretty personal, so that kind of gets a little, as well as widower. I'm not diving too deep into the details. Maybe we'll sort that out a little while we get a little closer, on who will go last. But but right. Let let me get the runes going. Perhaps you all can discuss amongst yourselves what order you all think it will be in, um, except for you two. And he'll point at Jeremina and EV3. But the friends, figure that out. And once we get the tea going, we'll light some candles alongside this gem, alongside these rooms, and we'll begin. Sound good?
Mina?
What?
Well, yes, of course, that sounds delightful. But can I talk to you, Mina?
Wonderful. And you see him take a very, very fine tipped piece of chalk and begin.
Yeah, we can
Uh,
talk.
great. Follow me, please.
Jeremina does not move.
Mina, please.
I don't see the point in having this conversation anywhere else.
All right. Then why are you calling yourself her murder when, if anything, I would put myself in that position?
Y- I'm sorry. The whole thing is that you didn't do anything. You you aren't and you aren't you aren't responsible for Marty. You didn't kill her.
I don't know how you view this group right now, but because of the status of what we're going through right now, we're all responsible for each other, whether you like it or not.
Keiko steps next
And
to Savon at this conversation.
I I was just as much responsible for Marty as I am responsible for you and Jago. I was the one that said that it was okay to go into that room after you expressed that I was crossing a boundary for you. And you still call yourself her murder? I didn't stop her. I ignored your statement, even though it made me uncomfortable. Why are you calling yourself her murder when that was ostensibly me?
I told Marty to take care of the batteries. The only reason Marty was there was because I told her to be there. Then, when the platform turned sideways, she was on that ledge because I told her to be in that spot. And the only reason they attacked her when she was down is because I wasn't, I don't know, I didn't engage my core. When the thing wrapped around me, it got me around my thighs and around my shoulders, and I wasn't braced enough, and it moved me. And if I had stayed, they would have targeted me and not Marty. And it was because of our stupid ring she put us in that she was so down and out. I mean, the things maybe what? Maybe broke a rib. Maybe they punctured along our cracked her collarbone. But I mean, you can see the bruising on her chest, right? Internal bleeding. That's all damage from magic from me because she was taking my hits, and I didn't know that that's how the spell worked, or I would have wasted less time attacking things. I could have put my hands on her and done something. 1 to 1, I if we tallied up all of the things that we did or didn't do and how it led to Marty's death, Siobhan, you have what, 6 opportunities? I'll say 6. 6 moments that something you did could have changed and Marty could be alive. But I had 30, 40. Um,
Tweet. Oh, there's the tea. He'll like take his chalk and put it down, and we'll go and turn and grab the now screaming teapot, and to a teacup laid out for each of you. Draw tea across, and then eventually, once he gets to the last cup, um, there does not appear to be one for him, he will take the teapot, point it at Mahadi, and will say, "And you're out of here." And Mahadi will again say, "Good luck, friends."
Um, Siobhan is going to turn to Mina and she's going to say, "That spell? Warding bond? I know it as well."
I don't really know.
No, it was. That's
Oh,
that's what it does. And that was a conscious choice on Archie's part to take that damage for you. So that at least you can't agonize as much over because she knew what she was signing up for when she started it.
and that doesn't make me feel better. Marty's stupid and arrogant. She doesn't care about self-preservation.
No, she cared about you
It,
more.
T, 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 T. Okay, all right, all right, all right. And you see him, he like bites at his nails slightly, and then the candles that are laid out interspersed with the runes along the table, he will snap his fingers very slightly, pop, 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 and utilizing some form of fire cantrip will light all of them, and will say, "All right, so we're all going to take a deep breath in, a deep breath out."
Ooh.
And he'll take his two fingers and will snuff a side of the rune, sort of the rune sequence that he's created on either side of the sapphire, snuff it out, and will turn and look at Sneep and will say, "Well, you, my friend, are first. Come right up. Come right up." And he'll say, "Go ahead, put your tea down right there, and share with us. Tell tell us." And Steve will say, okay. And you hear like the saucer and teacup like clattering in his hands as he like sets it down. So, uh, you know, I'm a bit of a background guy. I don't quite have the ability to um, stand up, you know, um, walking, undead like Jaco does. I'm less useful to all of you. Um, I appreciate you bringing me all on, and um, Marty was very nice. She is the first person that I can remember that ever didn't criticize me for my failures, but helped me understand. And you know, it was kind of it was nice. It was a change that I'm sure that Jaco feels and understands too. Um, and hey, um, with all that constructive criticism, I was able to drive a war machine and have been able to pretty successfully. Um, so I think that I think that that that's good. It's a positive thing and experience for me. And whether she's able to come back or will be at rest, I appreciate it. And he'll just pick his little saucer and head back up and like, and will retreat backwards. Um, and you'll see Gaxum, bravo, bravo. That is what we are looking for. Bring something personal forward, something to feed sentiment to what we're trying to do here, to the alchemical reaction of what we're trying to do here. Any questions before we proceed?
Can Jake go insight to see if this fucker's just shit talking and just
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free.
I love
Um,
Jaco as a magic user being suspicious of literally every other magic user we come across. It's really peak.
because he didn't start as one. 15.
Just
15. So you you get the sense that this guy has done this before. You get the sense that he is being sincere, and you get the sense that there is like an aspect of curiosity to like the relationship dynamics and like everything that's going on here. That definitely is a factor at play with what's happening. But you do get the sense that he does legitimately believe that what he's telling you is the truth.
Okay.
All right. Uh, and if with that, who is next?
Jaco
I
will.
think
Jaco.
no. I think Jeremina puts up a hand.
Hmm?
No, no, it's not Jaco.
Well, then it's
Leash.
Rhea.
It's Rhea. Marty saved your life, Jaco. You're only here because Marty fought for you.
Okay.
It's you're it's Rhea. It's definitely Rhea.
Marty, Jaco will step back.
I can go next. Does the order matter? And he'll sort of like shake his hand like halfway, like as long as it's in the general, it doesn't really matter.
As long as in
Uh,
general sense, we're fine. Mhm.
yeah. So Rhea will step forward and will sort of place her teacup down, and will say, "I at this point, the only person that I think that has known Marty for longer than me is Jeremiah, or well, maybe EV3. Um, and I think that she has engaged in one of the most remarkable feats of heroism that I have ever witnessed. When I first met Marty, she was a clockmaker's apprentice with a large, uh, somewhat lumbering uh, mobility aid. And she saw the plight of the refugees outside of Baldur's Gate and was willing to do something, even though she was putting herself in mortal danger. And she'll motion down. And I think it's more heroic than anything that any of us that originally departed Baldur's Gate did. Olin could fight. I could fight. Jeremina could fight. Silkez could, well, he had a way about him. And I just think it's more impressive than anything the rest of us have done and will remain as such. And Rhea will pick up her teacup and will step back. All right. All right. He'll snuff out the second set of runes and will then say, "Who is next?"
We'll just look at Jeremy.
I think it's Siobhan.
Siobhan nods and walks up and sets her teacup down. I am admittedly not best with words or expressing them, but I'll try. Um, Marty and I didn't always see eye to eye on group decisions, but I understood why she was doing what she did, and it was a matter of respect, understanding those things. We managed to work together near the end once we started seeing eye to eye, and I think, if anything, it helped us both understand why we were doing the things that we were doing and to what end we wanted them to be, which is ultimately to go back home and be okay. I am thankful for everything that Marty has taught me, and I don't think I'll ever forget it. I'll be sure to keep up maintenance on the war machine, no matter what happens. And she picks up her teacup again.
Wonderful. And he will nix out the next set of runes and will sort of peer into the gem. Mm-hmm. Mm. Very well. Who is next?
Go looks at Jeremina. He'll walk up and put the tea down. You know, Jeremina said if it wasn't for Monty, I'd not be alive. It's true. But if it wasn't for Marty, I wouldn't still be here. Marty became close to me compared to Jeremina. No offense. And he'll look back at Jeremina. It was nice to have a friend that actually was a friend. Given our circumstances of time, it's nice to find someone. It sucks that it's so many years apart, but it's nice to find someone who knows you just to be you. They're not looking for your name. They're not looking to get closer to your family. They're just there for you. So, yeah, in more than one way, Marty saved me too. And he'll grab the tea back up.
He'll snuff out the next set of runes and sort of drum his fingers along them as he looks at the gem. Quite good, quite good. He will go ahead and point at you, Jeremina, and will say, I believe you're up.
I believe you're wrong.
Why would you say that?
EV-3.
EV-3, is that its name? You tell me it's a creation of hers, something she forged with her own hands? Something that she wove herself into?
And I guess an arm of some guy.
I don't think that affects the line of thinking here. I believe it should go last.
Of course. You're right. So I take my tea and I stand here and talk. Is that it?
Yes, bare your soul. Whatever it is you'd like to share,
There, my soul.
feel free. feed sentiment into the sapphire.
One of the last things my mom said to me was about sentiment, about nostalgia, remembering things. Um, she said the sentiment's not a good thing, that grief isn't a good thing, that the reason elves live for so long is that um, they're being punished, and that's why they get to outlive everything. I don't know. She hated sentiment. She thought it was ugly and terrible. Um, I I adore Marty. I love Marty. I think as much as I'm capable of loving someone, I love Marty in that way. I wanted Marty. I mostly want to be Marty. I mean, Marty got everything, right? EV-3, creation on cutting edge. Everyone adores EV-3 and they look at EV-3 and they look at Marty and they just know something special about her. She has I mean, even if Marty just got disabled. If Marty comes back and she doesn't have usage of her hands, or maybe she can only talk in I don't know, some dialect of Dwarvish, she'd still be more useful than me on my best day. She'd be more useful than any of us on our very, very bestest day. Marty could just can fall out of bed and something gets fixed. Her mom loves her. Her mom loves her so much. She forged documents, risked her life, risked her standing in that stupid social atmosphere in Baldur's Gate. And another thing to mention from a prominent family with parents who care about her and a vacation home in Neverwinter. Isn't that so nice? And she's beautiful face, a soft, pretty body. He even has long hair, a clockmaker who she apprenticed for and adores her. And she gets to win all the time. We have been standing here for what, a solid 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just jacking off Marty about how perfect she is and how everything she's done has been fully justified because she got to die a hero. Well, she died to Mook number 38, some asshole clockwork robot that didn't have a name, that didn't have a forethought. The nicest thing I can do for Marty right now is say that I killed her because even if I say that I killed her, she still gets to win. If she comes back, she'll still say, "Oh, but at least Jeremina killed me," and then she'll win because I can't be mad at her because she's dead. And as much as I've tried, I can't die. I don't get to have the things that Marty has, and Marty's dead, so now she can't give me any of it. And Marty, as stupid. I'm not even the closest thing to her. Fucking EV-3 is. I died for Marty. I killed for Marty. I changed my whole shit for Marty. I crept into her bed and threw myself at her, and she rejected me. And then she gets to die, and it's EV-3 that's closest to her. Marty Rose Turnig will always be the best of us, and she will always be better than me, even when she's dead. I hate her. What do I do with my tea now?
Pick it up.
It's up. I'm picking it. I'm holding it.
Okay. And he'll like snuff some of the runes out and like, ooh, wow. Take a look at the sapphire and sort of make sure that it's still lying straight alongside of the runes. I was like, yeah, that's probably okay. Uh, right. Well, uh, uh, big one. Come on up. And EV3 sort of will like approach, and will sort of take the teacup which it is holding, and will like place it down, and unable to verbalize or do anything, will simply just turn its hands and place one on sort of Marty's shoulder and one on like just like Marty's like upper thigh, and will like lower its head, um, and he'll say, "Oh, no, not one of many words." Um, sort of like peer at the sapphire, and then as EV3 will go and like pick the teacup up, he sort of stuffs out the last runes and will take the sapphire and just like take one finger and pop a spin on it, and it will sort of turn and rotate on itself, and he'll say, "Hmm, well, feel free to finish your tea. We're gonna have to let this one cook a little bit, I think. um, it is it's looking good. So just relax. I can go fetch Mahadi if you'd like. I'd like to get some rooms, perhaps a bath, shower. While this does what it needs to do.
I will be right back.
That sounds good.
Right. Um, Enjoy the best you can while I'm gone. And he'll sort of leave the sapphire in place and will scoot in the direction that Mahadi left, leaving you all alone. After about 10 or so minutes, he
She is
returns.
just standing there and staring.
I figured. Um, Gaxum returns with Mahadi in tow. Mahadi at this point has dressed himself up a little bit away from his night clothes, though not as extravagant as you've seen him dressed previously. And he'll say, um, "It's my understanding that you're all done. I've readied some rooms in one of our residencies. You all can feel free to stay, bathe yourselves clean, um, and wait for whatever it is that Gaxon is doing here. Um, like you all to be comfortable, and um, till such time you can do what it is you need to do for your friend. Is there anything I can get for you?"
Um, Somebody that can do sendings, get messages to the prime material quick.
I will see what I can do.
Thanks.
Right. Um, he'll place his hand against the door that you all came in, and will say, "Whenever you're ready to go to the residence cars, simply open the door and step through the veil here, and you'll find yourself there. If you need anything, there should be for a pearl button on the wall, and myself or Gaxum will come find you and make sure you're taken care of."
Thank you.
No problem. And he will step out, and Daxam will walk over and say, I'm going to leave, but uh, don't touch this sapphire. Let it spin. It's cooking. And will
Do
raise
we
his hand.
have do we have to leave the room?
Oh, no, no, no. Feel free. You can also, I believe that Mahadi has set up this door to act as a veil between the residences and here. So you can feel free to pass between the two rooms with as much abandon as you would please.
Thank you.
No problem. Um, Rest the best you can, and he will also depart the room.
What I miss?
We have rooms. It's on the other side of that door. We can go between these two. And don't touch the sapphire.
Sounds easy enough.
I'm assuming you're not going to one of those rooms, Jeremina?
No.
Is there a way I can convince you to at least go rest for a minute if I stay here with her?
No.
Jacob will walk up to Jeremina and he'll tug on her hand. I know I'm short. Can you at least look at me for a second? Does he look down? Does she look
I mean,
down? Sorry.
she's like 5'1". It's really like not that much of a
He's still got to do a little of this though.
Like when
please
someone's
don't.
like 7 inches taller than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, Jacob, please don't make me look down. I'm gonna have a double chin.
And I'm going to have a thing in my neck that's going to hurt, so I'm looking up.
Okay. Well, I'm not looking down. My ego is all I have right now.
No, you have.
Jeez.
I need you to do something for me.
Why not?
Is that already a yes?
Tell me.
If you're not going to go rest, at least go bathe.
Okay.
Now.
She does a Wonder Woman turn, past like
No,
prestidigitation, and cleans herself.
that's not bathing. I specifically said the word bathe. I did not say magic all the grime away.
I don't want to be naked right now. Or wet.
You need to rest, Jeremina. You need a minute to yourself. Whether you believe it or not, you do.
I, you don't know me that well. I don't. That's the last thing I need right now.
Okay, then I'll be on the other side of the door talking to you. There's a few things I would love to talk to you about.
Well, if I may, Jaco, I think Jeremina's moment alone to herself would be best aided by us all going to the other car.
That's what I was trying to do.
Why do I always have to do things?
Because you
Can I
tend.
just not
Go ahead, go
do
ahead.
something? Can I just sit down? Is that enough? Do I have to bathe? Do I need to rest? Can I just do nothing?
Do you have to take care of yourself? Yes.
I don't want to. I don't why I'm always doing something. It just let me not do something.
That's what I'm trying to do, Jeremina. I'm trying to have you not do something. But do it for yourself, not do something for someone else. You standing here is not helping you.
I don't want to help me.
I do.
That sucks, kid.
Yeah. It sucks that having someone you care for truly is hurting and you can't do anything.
Siobhan, please, before we get into a fight, I
Come on,
still
Jacob.
have spell slots. And you know what? If Marty dies, fuck it. I can kill Jaco too. Just please.
Jesus Christ.
So do I, Jeremina.
Oh, jeez, hold
Kid,
on. Let me see something really quick. Let me check myself.
I literally have something that could knock Jeremina for a minute, like stun her for a minute.
Let me see. Ah, no, she's out of second level spell slots. I can't do what I wanted to do. Jason, if I DM you something, can I do it?
This is gonna
Nope.
be
Ah,
great.
beans.
If you're out of slots, you're out of slots. Mahadi was out of
No.
slots.
Mahadi's out of slots and he couldn't do anything. Understandable, King. Let me see. Uh,
Is Foundry actually open?
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Did I grab the wrong? I think I grabbed the wrong. I tried to get to it earlier. I was like, what the fuck?
Siobhan will say, well, let me put it this way. Someone is coming to the other car with Rhea and I. Otherwise, I have no problems about ringing a little bell because I know we're all down on hit points here. So somebody's coming to the next room with Rhea and I.
okay,
You coming with us?
sure.
Okay,
Might as well.
good. And Jacob will try with the opportunity to deny, grab on her hand fully.
I just I've given up the fight. I'm not gonna. Please.
This isn't to try to force you. This is to try to be there for you. As he gently leads her, and they go.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, as you all, um, as you all depart, EV3 does not follow. EV3 stays alongside Marty, watching the sapphires spin. As you pass through the veil, the you are once again struck by the cool blast of air, and on the other side there is a long hallway with many doors. It looks to be similar to a inn or similar sort of place of refuge, where each individual door presumably opens up into a room. You pass by a bunch of rooms, each numbered with um, individual oval um, brass plates with numbers, and then the last one is the washroom. There are 4 rooms in total and 1 washroom.
All right, who's going first?
Jacob points at Jeremina.
All right, Jake, go get in the shower.
Oh, damn it. You know, first you were with me on the plan, now you're
I
just...
was not with you. What are you talking about? I was the
Mm.
one that told you to back away.
I was... God damn it.
Get in the shower.
Sure. And he walks away.
Jeremy, pick a room. You're going next after Jacob gets out.
Can you pick for me?
What are the numbers, or what do the plates look like?
They are all just individual brass ovals with numbers on them. There doesn't appear to be any sort of ostentatious theming or anything like that. They seem to be rather utilitarian, though nice.
Mhm.
The hallway is paneled in dark wood and has some colorful wallpaper.
Do you have a number you hate?
Two.
All right. How do you feel about odd numbers?
I like three. I
All
think
right,
three is my favorite number.
go to 3.
Um, I think Jeremina sits there and stares at Siobhan, and after a moment, she just like kind of lets out this like and just kind of rests her full weight on Siobhan, just kind of like huddles over her, wings like dragging on the ground, and she says,
Siobhan is going to take the deepest breath known to man. Hold Jeremina underneath the armpits like you do a cat, and waddle backwards to room 3. Where Jeremina will be placed on whatever bed is inside. Um, as much as possible. I feel like if Jeremina is a puddle, it takes a decent amount of maneuvering.
"Oh yeah, no, she's like slinking off the bed, like Siobhan like props her against the wall to close the door, and Jeremina just like kind of folds like an accordion."
Siobhan will watch as Jeremina becomes ever so shaped on the floor. And she'll just stand there for a second and she'll be like, "Do you want the door open or closed?"
Mm,
One vague noise for open, 2 vague noises for closed.
mm.
All right. And Siobhan exits the room and leaving the door open. Before going back to stand next to Rhea and just like rubbing the bridge of her nose. Do you
All
have a
right.
room you want to pick, Rhea?
Um, we can take one, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like that. Um, and Jason, if you want to keep plot moving along, then we can save the scene for later. But I would want to do a scene with Siobhan and Rhea if possible.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep it moving along this evening, but holster that. Like, you can DM me to remind me, and I'll put it on for next time because I'd like to
Baller.
get to um, the end point here, um, which is to say that uh, Jacob. As you enter the washroom, it is well adorned. It has brass hardware, powerful water, cold or hot, whichever you prefer. There is steam room, sauna, whatever your heart desires. Feel free to wash up in whichever way makes you feel clean and refreshed, um, and go from there.
Okay. He'll take a long. He'll take a shower and basically not move for most of it. Just he'll finally let go and actually start crying. Um. Yeah, details aren't needed after that, but he essentially finally lets his emotions go. Doesn't get out until they're controlled again.
Okay.
Then he'll get out, get dressed, and he'll walk into the hallway and go, General, who's next? Basically towards Saban.
Mina, you gotta get up.
Yeah. Um,
Once you
a
get in there,
few
you can
like
spend you can spend however long you want in there. You just gotta get in there first.
um, Jermina like clambers to her feet, and I think there's just like the set clinking, and then like her armor dropping, and then she just kind of shuffles out towards the bathroom in her gambeson, and she'll pass by Jaco and say, "Good night."
Good night, Jeremina.
And she'll like go inside. The shower's running, the bath is running. Um, I think she turns on the sink, flushes the toilet a few times. She showers slash bathes in her clothes.
She's washing her
Jacob
and
was
her
like,
clothes.
yeah, no, she is, yeah. I mean, she's gonna be in there for like hours. So,
Hmm.
Right. Fair enough. When you finally are done, what happens next?
how long does the lemon take?
Oh my
You're going to need to use your words, actually.
god.
Sorry, I was eating the soap. Um,
My god.
how long do you guys think the diamond is gonna take?
Um,
You,
a while probably.
I mean, he said not to touch it, but there's nothing stopping you from going in there and taking a look to see if a sapphire is suddenly a diamond.
Yeah, I guess I owe it to her. Prestidigitate dry clothes. Um,
Why were
I'll go.
you blasting Mitski's I bet on losing dogs while you were in the shower?
I'll go check. Um, and I guess bring some stuff back, like night clothes for you guys from EV-3. And
Don't worry
Jermina
about
will.
me.
Make sure
Uh,
EV-3 is okay as well.
EV-3 doesn't have feelings, and she'll go into the other room.
Okay. You are struck by that cool blast of air, and you make your way around the boxes and towards the table where the ritual took place. And you see EV3's form sort of standing over Marty, but blocking your view of the sapphire, unless you make your way around the table.
I think Jermina angles around to look at the sapphire.
Okay. Go ahead and make a. You can make. Do you have proficiency in like jeweler's tools or anything of that nature?
No,
Okay, then I will say either history or survival, your choice.
I think history. 18.
18. So as you peer down at this sapphire, you see the smudged remains of the chalk like runes on either side, and it continues to spin, sort of like a ever spinning top, and you see these like sort of like tendrils of clearness, essentially like these veins almost encroaching in on the side of what was once a very clear sapphire. And as you raise your head and sort of look up from that,
So, how long do you think it's going to take?
You hear a voice.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
Nani?
no.
Excuse me?
Of curiosity, are you Jeremy Kenneth? And EV3 will hold up a letter that pulls out of its chest. And you see that it is holding another open letter in its hands. I was told to give this to you. Well, we were told to. I'm not sure we're not sure what the pronouns would be yet. We're working on it.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm Jeremina. Who's the other letter for?
Well, this one is ours, and I do have another one for the Divine Comedy.
Yeah, that would be them over there.
Probably should we bring it to them? You seem, and they will they will gesture at you and say, "You look like you're kind of fucked a little bit. You
Yeah,
okay?"
no. Is so this is Marty's contingency plan, right?
Um, yeah, Martha Rose Brunig.
Yeah. Yeah, Marty. Marty was the name she liked.
Hmm. Well, nice to interesting. Well, thanks. And EV3 question mark will leave the room and head towards the rest of the group. And Jeremina, you can read your letter now. You can open it and read it for the party.
What the fuck?
I'm shitting myself.
What the fuck?
Did she fuse with Evie? Did like a part of her soul / consciousness fuse
Blood
with
magic.
EV3?
The blood magic.
The fucking blood magic?
You legit sent a whole fucking letter.
Oh, this one's special.
That's awesome.
Happy early birthday present, Fish.
No. So this death was planned. No, I'm kidding.
It was absolutely, of course, it was planned.
Can I read it? Do we have enough time for me to read it?
Yeah,
You
go
mean
ahead.
Mark?
Yes, of
Jesus.
course. We have time to read all of the letters before we sign off.
All right.
Don't forget the
Um,
PS got updated.
What's that?
oh,
Reminding
yeah.
Fish postscript
Can you
got
send
updated.
that?
It's in Foundry, but I can send it to you separately as well.
All right, sounds good. Do we want the Divine Comedy letter to go first and then Jeremina's, or
I can read the Divine Comedy letter aloud if you guys would like, in
Yeah.
the voice of the narrator, as it were.
I
Uh,
do feel like for effect it should be the Divine Comedy first and then Jeremina.
yeah. So what happens then is the people that are in the other room see EV3 walk out, and it will. If anyone's paying attention to it, which I don't know, would people be paying attention to it?
Jaco's in the hallway. He never chooses a room. He's literally sitting against a wall.
So no.
So, well, Jacob would see EV3 walking in. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Siobhan would hear EV3 walking in.
Yeah. Well, you don't hear its footsteps. It steps very specifically, like very robotic. This is a new step, almost like the clicking of heels on like tile, just from the sound of the metal. Uh, Very organic movement, and uh, it will say, "So you guys are the Divine Comedy?"
Jaco's head will snap up and go, Savon, I think I'm going insane. Come here.
No, Siobhan is like on her feet looking out. She opens the door from her and Rhea's little cabin and looks out and says, Did it just talk?
Jacob will get up. Yes, I.
Could EV-3 not talk before?
No.
Guess that's good for us to know.
Who is piloting EV-3?
Uh, well,
Jacob gets his hand ready to like throw a firebolt.
they will go ahead and knock on their chest, and it will pop open, and it will open, and you see that there is EV-3's arcane crystal, and then what almost looks like a cylinder made of like you think it's a puzzle box actually, uh, that
My
we had gotten ages
fucking
ago,
god.
uh, like wrapped around like the cylinder. And the cylinder, you can see sort of like inside of it how it's like locked in soul coins.
Swear to God.
That's. I knew we shouldn't have kept giving them to her.
Jacob's gonna still walk up slowly so he's next to Savan, but he's very wary of what's going on.
Listen, don't kill the messengers.
No, there's multiple of you in there. And she
There's
just like takes the letter.
all right. If you would
How
like to
many
read it
coins?
aloud,
How many coins did Marty squirrel away for this purpose?
how many did it end up being? Because there was one,
We had like
two,
4.
3. Yeah, and then we found 2 more on the way in, so it'd be 6.
Yeah, there's 6 of you in there.
Sam's
Unsurprising, y'all are
Marty's
Wait, hold
confused
on.
by
contingency
where you are.
pan was taking all of the soul coins
No,
and
it was
fucking
3 and
setting this
then
up.
2
Holy
more, so
shit.
5.
So 5. Mm. All right, thank you. Pick a room. Go take a seat.
Um, well, all right. And they will go. It will close. It's just. Oh, also, before I do that,
Mm.
we do that. Could we get some clothes?
We'll have to get some made for you. We don't have anything in your size. Go take a seat for now.
All right. And
You
they will
can use
go.
the sheet in the room, like the top
Uh,
sheet, to make a little tunic.
Jermina pokes her head in. Don't fucking leave them naked. Of course I have clothes for EV-3.
You
Uh,
never. Okay.
I don't think we're technically EV-3 anymore.
No, there's 6 people in trench coat, Mina.
Okay, EV-6.
uh, well, this is Martha Rose Koenig called the module here EV-4, and we kind of like that. So you can call us Ava.
That
And they will
fucking.
hold their letter and leave.
This is unrelated. Sam, you made a typo in the chat the other day, earlier today, and I was gonna let it ride because I thought it was a genuine typo, but now I know.
I did
Okay,
message
well,
Jason about that and be like, fuck.
Ava, you have clothes. They're masculine though because I like butches. So deal with it.
Well, we are not sure if we care about that, so thank you.
Putting it in a sheet. She puts her head back.
Does Jeremy not realize we have a lot to digest the fact that Ava is what just happened?
And also, I know that we can technically use our blood to run the war machine, but what are we gonna do in a pinch?
Apparently we need to find more.
Fuck me running. Anyways,
Would you
get
like
in
to
here,
read your
Jacob. We're
letter?
gonna read a letter.
Yeah, and he'll follow, but he'll watch the door where Ava went in and just be like, "You sure
No,
it's not a murder thing? This is like fake.
Mhm.
We are still technically in hell."
no, we're gonna leave the door open.
Okay.
Have
If
a
you
couple things left.
if you go into the items channel, items tab, there is the letter, I think, which should
And
show up for you.
then the follow-on question is: would you guys like me to read it aloud for the purposes of chat?
Where the fuck's the item channel? What?
It's the little suitcase in
It's in between actors, the little dude head, and the journal, which
Oh,
is the
over
book.
here. I was looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
it
Discord.
looks really more like a tombstone than anything, honestly.
It
But
literally.
yeah, I suppose it is supposed to be a suitcase. Um, so
I would say either you or I could read it, Jason.
up to you. I know that some people are sketchy about reading long ass things. So
I'll gladly read a long ass thing.
so if you'd like to read it, feel free. If not, I'll be happy to do it.
uh, I'll read it. Do you guys want the voice or do you want Siobhan?
Just no, just like a good clear reading voice, I
All
think.
right. A ripped out piece of notebook paper folded over itself and sealed with a wax stamp. It is addressed to the Divine Comedy. Hey guys, if you're reading this, I'm betting your shitty day
You
just
slow
got a
down a
little
little bit.
shittier. What? Oh yeah.
Slow down a bit.
If you're reading this, I'm betting your shitty day just got a little shittier. The first address is the first to address the elephant in the room, my death. When Jaco, Siobhan, Helgrid, and I were fighting the Froghemoth, I had a dreadful realization. I can only stand in the back and provide support for so long before we come across something that would take notice of me, and when that happens, well, call it vanity on my part for assuming, but do not mourn me quite yet. Be mad, let the memory of me be a thing that fuels you on our quest to save Elturel and return home in one piece. I've never had friends like you all before. I don't want you to share my fate. Now, for the second elephant. I was hoping to find a way to free the souls from the soul coins intact. What you see before you is an abomination I made in case of the worst case scenario. The soul coins are locked away in a terrible mechanism next to EV3's battery that I've been calling EV4, as I am wont to enjoy a dark humor from time to time. I suppose you could say Bell's terrible mechanical arm inspired me, but I had thought of this as a morbid possibility long before then. His creation just told me it was actually possible. This is all theory for me right now, and hopefully it will stay theory and this letter will be left unread. I don't want to force several people into consciousness for the first time in who knows how long into a body that can't feel, or eat, or sleep, out of curiosity. So I've instructed EV3 to collect the soul coins and flip the switch on EV4 upon my death. I apologize for leaving you with whatever the result is. I'm sorry for keeping one last secret from you all. I know you might have reacted like you had for me feeding myself to the war machine. I can never forgive myself for not trusting you with that, but I could not let you be complicit in this. I just prayed that it would never come in use. But if you're reading this, then it appears the prayer has gone unanswered. Well then, I'm not sure what else to say. Definitely a million times I'm sorry, definitely, a million times over. If there's any way to bring me back, and you think I still deserve to live, I wouldn't mind if you tried. Please tell my parents I love them. Tell the same to Olin when you see him next. Tell Silklas that I'm sorry that we weren't able to spend more time together. I've never met someone as awe-inspiring as him. And also that I love him. If you see Helgrid again, tell her that I say hello and that I hope things work out like she hopes. I love you all. Marty. Meanwhile,
Jeremina, you are the last of our original merry band of misfits, still on our quest. I'm sorry my exit didn't turn out to be as pleasant as Olin's or Silkes's. Right now, I'm sitting in Helgrid's cabin, having stolen some of her stationery to write this. Jeremina pauses and presses the stationery to her mouth. After a rather disappointing night, she takes the stationery away. I think I deserve the opportunity to write my eulogy. I don't know if I will have had the chance to rectify this before you read this, but I don't know if I've ever expressed how much you mean to me. I have never had anyone stand up to my mother like you did, or go out of her way to include me in every conversation, or find a way to make me smile, even when I'm entirely convinced I will never smile again. When I strive to do the right thing, even when it's hard or embarrassing or seemingly impossible, I think of you now. If I had even an ounce of whatever makes you you, I would surely be invincible. So when I say what I'm going to say next, believe every word and emotion behind them. If I am capable of missing wherever if I am capable of missing wherever I end up, please know that I will miss you the most if you are
I
not there
forgot
to
to
welcome
I'm
me
sorry.
back. Yeah, it's fine. One second. I'm so sorry. I think I shuffled them. Give me 1 second. Do I? Ooh, maybe I can't. You're muted.
On the top right corner is a number. They are numbered.
Oh my God.
You're welcome. I was worried that I would shuffle them too.
Perfect. I did not see that they were numbers. I know that it will not be worth returning. Last night, Helgrid asked if I was in love with you. I couldn't answer because it had never occurred to me that my feelings could be more than platonic. Her question has been haunting me for hours now. It will continue to haunt me because, Mina, you are my world. You knocked me out of my original orbit as a clockmaker in Baldur's Gate. What was I supposed to do except follow you into the depths of hell just to make sure you didn't go alone? And therein lies the issue. We've only known each other in hell. Metaphorically speaking, that is. All the time we have spent together has been with death breathing down our necks. Even in Candlekeep, one could barely call it a respite. Of course, you would be my world when you are consistently the only thing I look forward to every day. Avernus isn't the place to determine whether I truly love you or not, and so I won't act on my love for you until a different time and place arises where we can figure this out together, should you have me. But, fuck, I guess it's too late for that now. I almost forgot the purpose of this letter. Regardless of what my feelings towards you would have been if given the opportunity to explore them, I know that I love you in a way that wants to see you happy. Please make it back safe. Hug Wolfrin and Silkez and Olin and everybody else. Go meet Helgrid at that pier. Find what makes you happy and keep it close. If I never see you again, please be happy for me. Love, Marty. Oh, there's a PS system thing on here. One moment. Where's the postscript?
Discord. Chat with Autism Chat.
Oh, P.S. Tonight is the night I finished EV-4. You're asleep in my hammock above me. I have already written letters to the poor souls I trapped inside EV-3 and the Divine Comedy as a whole. My letter to you was already hidden away in EV-3's chassis. I should burn it after all I've done. Let my little crush die with me. But instead, I've broken open the seal and writing this because you deserve to know all. It was stupid of me to sleep with Helgrid. I had worked to balance the universe on Helgrid being able to have just the chance of seeing you again. Then she asked if I was in love with you after we almost died fighting that froghemoth. When I couldn't answer, gods, it might have been written across my face. I'm a fucking idiot, she propositioned me. I don't know if it was nihilism, morbid curiosity, a chance to take out whatever emotions I had toward you by proxy, or what. I decided to trust Helgrid wouldn't want to hurt you and took the opportunity to not be alone for one night. I didn't ask questions. I hope you take some joy in me telling you that I didn't get what I wanted out of the night. Even if I had gotten what I wanted, it would have never been worth it. I was wrong and stupid and wrong again in an entirely different way. I can't believe I feel like I love you. Someone who loves you should have never acted so selfishly. You are my dearest friend, Jeremina. I will never forgive myself for failing to act like it.
after Savant read the Divine Comedies part, um, Jaco essentially stumbles backwards until he hits next to the door frame, falls down to his ass, and buries his head in his knees and starts crying.
I knew that she was doing something else with those soul coins. I knew from the moment that she. Mm,
You guys good? Ava.
Are
Is,
you good? You've kind of been brought back because somebody wanted to save you. Um, like I don't know if there's a way to exponentially martyr yourself, but Marty's accomplished it.
well, um, they shrug. I appreciate the second chance. We appreciate the second chance. And they look over their letter as well once more. But
Um,
hmm?
no, go.
You all seem like you're in a letter reading mood.
Can you read?
Of course, we can read.
All right. Then practice, I guess. What's your letter say?
Germina sweeps into the room.
All right. It is addressed to the ones holding this letter. Hello. I'm sorry. I did not intend for things to end up this way. You're always meant to be a last resort. I imagine you must have a lot of questions, but I won't belabor the fine details of your situation. I am, or was, I guess, traveling with 4 others who will be able to shed light on everything better than I could in this letter. If by some terrible fates my companions are also gone, here are the basics of what you need to know. Number 1, you are dead. Number 2, you are on the first layer of hell. Number 3, what is left of you is trapped in a soul coin. Number 4, you are housed in my automaton EV-3, with a number of other soul coins. Number 5, soul coins are seen as a valuable resource that, if used, will burn you into nothingness. I came to Avernus as part of a rescue effort to save Elturel. The city and all its citizens were betrayed by their leader, their souls sold to Zariel. I knew it would be dangerous in Avernus. How could it not be? I wasn't afraid of dying. I am not a fighter, but I wanted to help my friends as best I could. I wanted to save as many people as I could. Selfishly, I wanted to see if I could do it. I felt ready. I wasn't ready for soul coins. I had to burn away the souls of strangers to keep my friends and I safe. I wasn't unfamiliar with what defending oneself would mean, but when I had taken a life before, I knew that it wasn't the end for them. They would move on. They would move on to the next plane. I could not bring myself to condemn another person to nothingness, but doing so would mean stranding me and my closest friends I've ever had in the middle of Avernus. I figured out another option. I could sacrifice my own vitality in place of a soul coin. It honestly worked better than it should have, but it was a temporary fix, and things were only getting more deadly. I haven't been able to sleep thinking of what would happen if something happened to me. What would happen to my friends? What would happen to Elturel? What would happen to you? EV-4, that's me, is my solution. Us. You are each your own being, but for right now, you are one whole. EV-4 is the housing keeping you together, protecting you and each other from harm. I can't imagine the agony that must be being a pair of eyes in a body that can't touch or eat or even sleep. I have fashioned a prison out of steel, wood, bone, and my own blood, with an arcane crystal for a warden. I hate myself for making you. I am a monster. I have committed a war crime. Please don't try to forgive me for it. Together, you might be able to find a way to free yourselves from the fates upon you by Avernus and myself. I have put nothing in your way that would stop you from setting off on your own, but if you feel you owe me in any way despite what I've done, I beg you to see my friends to safety. If you feel you are in debt to me despite the abomination I've made for you, make sure Jaco returns home. If you pity me for being such a fool as to think I could save anyone, see that Shaban and Rhea's souls are saved. If you mourn me as a good person mourns a stranger, take up my oath to get Jeremina to the docks in Neverwinter at the specified time and date. If you love me, even though I am a monster, tell my mother and father I love them. I apologize for the tear stains. I did not want this. Love, Martha Rose Turunig. And there's a postscript, but it seems private.
Hmm.
But also, we don't care. P.S. There are 2 other letters. If you could deliver them to my friends, I would very much appreciate that. Please
Oh,
deliver Jereminas privately if you can.
all right. Well, we got ours. Mina, I heard your yep echo from against the walls like a ventriloquist. I got you. Um. Well. Hmm.
So, about clothes?
Yeah, you have clothes in the bag of holding.
Oh, look at that.
It's just finery wear and some lounge clothes, and also
Ooh.
a line dance outfit. I made your check. You're married to me, by the way.
What?
Yeah. That is in fact an actual thing. You are legally married to Jeremina.
Your chassis is bound to me.
Um, well, I mean, I'm not gonna say no to a MILF baddie, but I wouldn't mind
Do you
some more context.
Think I think Thaddeus Krieg might be in one of those soul coins.
Jeremia looks like taken aback. She's like, "What is Siobhan? What does baddie mean?"
Oh God.
Oh no.
Jacob, what does baddie mean?
I'm
Um,
His face is still hidden, but he's shaking his head. Nope, I'm not
Is it
getting involved
good?
in this.
it is a good it's a good connotation. It basically means you're very sexy.
uh is this really all you have?
You probably just scored favor to get more. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
fine.
no. Less clothes.
Um
I'm gonna go take a
I'm
shower. I'll be right. I don't. I'll
I'm
be.
gonna be on Sapphire Watch while you
Um,
head.
no, you guys have to come back. We gotta settle some things.
If, if you maybe Mahadi could press the and Rhea will point at the mother of pearl buttons on the wall.
oh right.
No, don't wear someone else's clothes.
No, I think she means Mahadi might have extra clothes to buy.
He said if we needed anything to ring him.
I'm always a fan of a good thrift. I mean,
No,
one of us is. The rest of us don't really care.
no. The rules are nobody wears clothing made by anybody else but me.
Well,
Was that a rule?
I think it was.
Siobhan looks at Jaco like, was that a rule?
I think it was forced upon us.
Okay.
we
Okay.
do feel compelled to answer you, which feels like something left over from EV-3.
Ooh,
Yeah.
never
Uh,
mind. That feels weird.
Jaco's gonna get
we
up,
will.
wipe his eyes, and go. You're going to shower. I'm
Go in
going
the
to go
shower.
this way, and he's pointing to where Marty is.
Okay.
Siobhan will hustle towards the bathroom.
Ooh, actually, did you have a goth in your party?
Yeah, we had Siobhan, Sulkaz, Olin.
Ah,
Silk is a goth.
uh,
If you give me
Ava will pull out
10
a pair of pants that are definitely Olin's, and some boots that are someone's. Uh, there's not any armor. Not if you happen to have a holy symbol of Torm, the paladin won't shut up about it.
what's that look like?
It's a hand, but like the gauntlet, I think.
Is it the
We
holy
no,
symbol I took off of Marty's body?
no, that's not it.
Wait, what is it? What did he say? Something. What did he say?
Uh, the paladin is looking for a
Oh,
holy symbol of
uh,
Torm.
Siobhan, Rhea, Siobhan,
Yes.
Yes.
Muffled through the
do
door.
you, where is Rhea's voice coming from?
Room number one.
Okay, not the best.
Out of
No,
your
Siobhan
disappointment.
was not going to invite her to the bathroom in front of God and country.
Rhea, what are you doing?
Uh, dealing with this like the rest of everyone.
Shouldn't you be washing Siobhan's back or popping her blackheads?
Good night, Jeremina.
What?
She'll
Well, I need a holy symbol.
of what?
Torm? I don't know who that is.
It's a martial god, but helm. So
What the fuck?
firework.
Are
Ah,
Okay. Well, it definitely just sounded not great.
Yeah,
No,
because
that
it
was
was
so
right
fucking
there.
ominous.
Sleep well, Jason.
Koji's gonna have a fit.
Yeah, he's right under me.
Yeah.
already. Um, Miss. No, I don't like that. We don't like that. Jeremina, we think that was a little bit vulgar.
What
Well,
was?
Again, muffled.
What are you looking for, Mina?
A holy symbol of Torm!
That's my dude.
You're
I've
gonna have
only
to
got
wait
the
your
one
turn.
though.
You're gonna have to wait your turn on the holy symbol. I've only got this holy symbol of Gaunt, but it's
uh,
mine.
damn. All right. Uh, well, keep bitching. You'll get it eventually. Uh, hold on. Uh, well, I will go ahead and change into this at least. We'll need to find some actual armor and everything later.
Um, I already know EV-3's measurements, so if you leave the clothes on my bed, I can have it adjusted and tailored for you in the morning.
We would like clothes now, please. We we did
Well,
wake up
Owen's pants aren't gonna
naked.
fit in you.
Well, I mean, there was a balsam here too.
No, Olin's a lot thinner than you.
Oh,
You're none of the clothes are gonna fit except the line dancing outfit. That's a full outfit. You're just gonna have to look like that for the day.
Ava will like hold the pants up to their hips, and it's like, oh yeah. Oh, I don't know. We don't know our sizes anymore. Oh, that's weird. Do as you will. Um. So we're looking for Elturel?
No, we know where El Torel is. We're looking for the Sword of Zariel and Bell.
Oh,
There's another objective, and it's to kill Bell.
we agree with that one.
Splendid. Well, go put on the line dancing outfit. I should have something ready for you.
All right. If we must. And it will go back into whichever room was not taken.
He's in room 2, ironically.
And with that, Jaco, you were headed back in the direction of Marty's body.
Yep.
What are you looking for?
Jaco literally just walks into the room and essentially finds a place to sit, if he finds one, and basically just sits next to Marty on the opposite side of the the spinning gem, so he doesn't touch it,
Okay, fair enough.
and basically just mumbles to himself, talking to Marty like it was a normal conversation between.
What do you say to her?
I was wondering. So he'll sit there and just go, "So you had this planned, I see. That was pretty rude of you, given all we didn't actually get to finish talking about the book." I insert title here. He looks back, makes sure Jeremy is not jumping in out of nowhere. "Okay, I'll give you a secret. 2 more books come out after that."
I thought Marty was alive.
And yeah, I'll make sure, if this somehow, hopefully it does, but does not end well, sure to bring them to you when I get home. But did you really have to plan to leave? I didn't even think of that. Given also I didn't have anybody to think that they were going to bring me home. You literally saved me, and I hope you at least understand that I wasn't boasting in front of that fawn, whatever. But now I get to be here without you.
Jesus.
Now I don't even remember if I remember your name before here. Well, hopefully this works. I can come find you. We can talk about the next 2 books that I've already read. And just not have to deal with such temperatures again. But if you've heard me and you're laying here, don't tell anyone about the 2 books.
And with that is where I think we will leave it, as the Wandering Emporium speeds across the plain of Avernus, and the party has dealt with the ramifications of what happened in Bell's Forge. And we will pick back up there next time.
And if you look in art only, there will be something dropping in regular or bloody.
Both.
Join our Discord.
And
Join
Yeah,
our
right.
Discord.
See what it
Yeah,
says.
Jesus.
But
I
regular
hope you
or
guys
bloody.
enjoyed.
Alright.
Bloody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bloody.
everybody.